everyone, it's Holly and welcome to my review of Nowhere But Here by Katie McGarry. So Nowhere But Here is a young adult novel. It's a contemporary. I would say it's probably like upper YA though. I think that in general about Katie McGarry's books, I think they often have like some darker topics and themes in them. So I wouldn't necessarily want to give it to like a 12-year-old, although I would have read it when I was 12, so I don't know. But whatever. So a quick synopsis of this. It's the first book in a new series. They're going to be like companion books, and it follows Emily, whose biological father is in a motorcycle club, and Oz, who is trying to be a part of the motorcycle club, and Emily has like not been involved in his life, but then this summer she gets involved and she meets Oz, and she kind of gets caught up in some motorcycle club politics, and he gets involved as well, and then they like form a relationship and like a friendship that turns into a romance and everything. I feel like that's really like bland, but that's basically what it is. I know a lot of people have been saying this is like Sons of Anarchy, but for young adults. I have never seen that show, so I can't comment on that. I'm thinking about checking it out. Well, I don't know if it's up my alley or not. We'll see. I keep clicking on it on Netflix and then being like, no. I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it. It's not my favorite Katie McGarry. That is still Crash Into You. But I did really enjoy it. I thought it was a great novel. I'm super excited to see who the other characters are that get stories. I kind of have an idea about at least one couple, but I don't know. Well, oh, that's not true. There is one couple, and then that I'm thinking will get a story eventually, and then there's like a preview in the back, and I am interested about that character, but I feel like they're very limited in here. So the characters. Well, first of all, the book is told in dual POV. All of Katie McGarry's books are. So your main characters are Emily and Oz. And Emily, I immediately connected with her. Like, let me tell you why. Like, I updated on Goodreads about this. Well, these are not the first lines. Those aren't that important. But pretty clear early on, she said, because she's saying like the horrible things in her life. She just 3 things. And then she's like, other than that, I love my life. While some of my friends are all, woe is me, no one understands my traumatized soul, I'm pretty happy. I like happy. I like simple, I like predictable, and I hate surprises. And I appreciate that she's not that over-dramatic character, and I kind of feel like Katie McGarry did that on purpose. I don't actually know, but that's how I feel. And like a lot of Katie McGarry's female characters, I feel like we have a lot in common. We have similar thought processes, and I also kind of liked that she's a good girl, but she's also very bold, like, which I am not, but, well, I'm a good girl, but I'm not bold like that. And I feel like those are 2 characteristics you don't often see combined. Like, she isn't the girl that's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm not pretty, when she really is. Like, she knows that she's attractive, but she's not, like, obnoxious about it. So that's I really appreciated that. I feel like I say that a lot in my reviews. I need a thesaurus or something. There's Oz, and initially he kind of confused me. Like, I wasn't sure what to think about him. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like him. But after spending more time with him, I got to know him a little bit better, and then I grew to absolutely love him. I feel like he's kind of the character that you're just like thrown into, whereas Emily, you kind of like get to know her really early on. But in the end, I did really like them both. There's the relationships, obviously. I would say that their relationship, whether it be when they're like just friends or when it expands to more, is incredibly physical. Like, you can tell how drawn they are to each other. They go through a period where they don't really like each other, which that's like one of my favorite things, like tropes and everything. But they're still attracted to each other and very aware of that, and I think that's very normal. And then the other relationships are like family and friendshipy kind of ones. So you have Emily's relationship with both of her dads. So she has a dad and then like technically I guess a stepdad, but he adopts her, so and he's the one that's kind of been more in her life. And then she has a relationship with a woman named Olivia. First of all, it's nice to see like page time in a book that has a pretty prominent romance be dedicated towards non-romantic relationships, and especially parental ones. I think you just a lot of times parental relationships are glossed over or are highly negative in fiction, and I understand why, but I just like when they're healthier, or when like they're working towards being better. And especially her relationship with her adopted dad. I have a dad and then I have a stepfather, and both of them have been like incredibly involved in my life, and I'm so grateful to have both of them. And you know, like my dad, he's like super glad that I had the stepdad I did, that he was like as supportive and as loving as he was. And so it's kind of nice to see a character be in the same situation I was, because a lot of times like step-parent relationships are like only viewed as antagonistic, and I really liked seeing her relationship with Olivia and like everybody in the motorcycle club kind of like evolve and grow and change. So speaking of the motorcycle club, I will definitely admit that I went into this book a lot like Emily, where I don't want to say that I like necessarily like look at anyone that has a motorcycle and thinks that they're like a thug or something, or that they're in a gang, or that even like a motorcycle club, I immediately think that they're horrible people, because that would be ridiculous. But I do think I come at it with some bias, and Emily definitely does that as well. So she just assumes that they're all involved in illegal activity, and she doesn't want anything to do with any of them. Because of like how I kind of came into it with my own perceptions, I wasn't sure how Katie McGarry was going to handle this, but I think she did a really good job. She addressed like the positives, the negatives. She definitely highlighted the idea that being like a family and a support system, which in a lot of ways is the reason gangs exist, is they become a family and a support system, but then they result in like negative illegal activities. But like this is something that provides that same structure but in a healthier way. And kind of like Emily, as she learns more and becomes more understanding, like I became more understanding, and I knew like nothing about this world. Like I don't understand the lingo, I don't understand anything, but she did a pretty good job of easing me into it and helping me understand what was going on. And it really does become like a character, and that's a huge part of the reason I want to read the other books in the series, is because I'll get to spend more time with all of those side characters that like you're getting to know, and being able to see them and the club and as it grows and changes. So the last thing is, would I recommend this book? And I'm gonna say I would. Like I said before, it is more of like upper YA, deals with some darker topics. It definitely has some like sexuality kind of like in it. So if that's something you don't like, I would stay away, but in general I really liked it. If you have read Katie McGarry's other books and you like those, I think you would like this. Like I feel like you can still tell it's a Katie McGarry book. So thank you so much for watching my review. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, anything, feel free to let me know. Bye!